Hello and welcome to John Cook Stuff. This is another little episode of Extra Ball X. So yes, we had our Tom's pulled pork, and so a little extra recipe we can do is pork scratchings, homemade. Should be interesting. So yes, if you didn't catch that video, here's a little recap of how we got to this stage. If you want to check out Tom's pulled pork and not watch any of this recap nonsense, hopefully the little eye thing will be there, but I'll chuck a thing in the description. Yeah, just take off, take off this pork skin here. So that's the rind and the fat. Sharp knife, start digging away. It doesn't matter if you take off a little bit of the meat or vice versa, leave a little bit of the fat, but just try and get it as good as you can. A super sharp knife is going to help you with this. Just get it off as best you can. Again, if you can get that knife as sharp as you possibly can, that is going to help. And once you've kind of knocked away at the sides, then it comes a lot easier just to start running the knife down the length of the skin. Ugh. So I'm going to take some of this actual flesh away here, but we'll get a little booty bonus. It's already kind of been scored a bit, which is probably going to help us in the long run, but this is pretty simple. What we're going to do is we're going to make some pork scratchings. It's homemade pork scratchings. If it comes off, it's an awesome dish. If it doesn't, it can be questionable, but I'll hope for the best this one. But all you need to do with this is just a slight sprinkling of salt. That's going to draw the moisture out of the skin. And what you want to do with this is put it in the fridge, and I would leave it for at least a day, but ideally 2 days if you can. So let's bang him in the fridge. Also important with that is when you put him in the fridge, when you put keep calling him, but okay. So yes, when you put the skin and the fat in the fridge, don't cover it. You're looking for the salt to take the moisture out, and also just being in the fridge for 2 days is going to dry it out anyway. So yes, don't cover it, and we will check back with him, and him again. We will check back with that in a couple of days' time. Okay, cool. See you then. Hi, my name's John. I'm not a chef, I'm not an amazing cook, but I can kind of get by. As a wedding videographer, I found myself with very little to do during the old coronavirus lockdown. So, along with making dinosaur films with the kids, I decided to have a crack at this. So what I'm going to do is take you through some of my favourite recipes, whether it be books or online, maybe show you a few tips and tricks, a few corners that we can maybe cut, and if we can, any ways to maybe save a few calories. So welcome to John Cook Stuff. Okay, so here we are. Here is our pork skin and fat. I've actually left this in the fridge for 3 days because I got a bit lazy and didn't do this yesterday. Drunk. And it's a little bit hard, but hey ho, we'll see how it works out. So yes, luckily this is handily. This has been pre-scored by the supermarket. So what you want to do is cut this into, just use the line of that scoring and cut this into strips. It can be quite a tough beast. I'll tell you what, this is going to go in the, going to do this in the oven. So let's get our oven up to 140 to start with. Grand. And again, yep, if the scores have been made, it's best to just try and follow these as best you can. Doesn't matter if the strips are entirely even. It goes without saying. Super sharp knife, best here. Oh, and even at that, if you've got like really sharp kitchen scissors, that could do a job as well. This bit's actually just got a bit fridge hard, so I'm just going to take that away at the minute. So we've got strips. Now kind of try and cut these into roughly 1.5 inches long, a couple of centimeters best. So let's just cut through these. Now, Tom Kerridge and his recipe, obviously it's a low-fat recipe cookbook, so with the pulled pork he just discards this, and he would probably be mortified by what we're doing. I said no, he'd probably like it. just maybe not within the confines. I'm going to say, you know, if you want to save calories in this dish, just don't eat it, I think is probably the best advice I can give you. All done. I'm going to keep that as a big wonder and see what happens actually. So next up I want to grab a baking tray and also a little wire rack here. We want to elevate these little bits of pork skin and fat off the tray, so it's like a lot of fat's going to come off these. So you just want a little pool for it to collect in. You don't want to sort of sit in its own fat and fry. So just lay them out so they're sitting over. Probably best to share with friends. It's kind of the reason I don't make the pulled pork dish so much, is I always make this after and usually absolutely smash the lot in a day. And I'm not even going to make an estimate on how many calories this is. A disastrous amount would be my guess. Not washing the hands. Skank up a new tea towel, lovely. Right, so I've got this. Be careful with it because the wire rack on certainly my tray here is overlapping, so you can easily get stuck in the oven if you're not careful. So let's fire him in. Close. Okay, we're going to leave those in there for about 50 minutes to an hour at 140, and then come back and finish them off halfway through. If there's a lot of fat coming off, do drain the fat, so it gives you less of a spill hazard when the thing's finally finished and you bring the tray out. Okay, that's the pork scratchings in half an hour now, so what I'm going to do is drain off some of that fat, and a little game I like to play is weigh the pork fat. Fun. So you can kind of feel a little bit better about yourself because of how much fat's come off those pork scratchings. So let's go with that. Fire you on, bowl on, reset. Lovely. Okay, let's get these out. As I said, take them out carefully because that rack can overlap the racks in your oven and get stuck. Oh. There we go. Right, let's drain off some of that and see how we're going. This is going to be filthy. Whoa. Just drain it off as much so you're not going to get your pork scratchings flying all over the shop. Let's see, what can we get it up to? Oh, already at 50 grams of fat. Outrageous. But let's get these guys back in the oven for another, I'm going to say 20 to 25 minutes should be fine. They're starting to look a nice colour. Again, careful with your rack. And then we go. Shut. And yeah, let's give that another 20-25 minutes and we'll come back for the final stage. Okay, that's us with the initial kind of hat cooking time done. So what we're going to do is take these little fellas out, have a little look at them. Cat feeder again, perfect. Okay, whoa. Okay, starting to look good. Not going to drain off the fat, there's not too much of it. So you'll feel these, and they're actually still feeling kind of soft, quite soft. So yes, definitely not pork scratching yet. So this is the hardcore bit. Get your oven up to absolute full whack. I'm going to put these guys back in for the final crisping. In we go. So yeah, probably looking at roughly 5 minutes for that process. Lost the hat. I know. Yes, so about 5 minutes for that, but check them frequently. It's okay to open the oven door quickly and have a little look at them, because they can really start to burn very quickly. So 1 minute either side can kind of ruin the whole thing. So yes, keep an eye on them. 5 minutes. Let's have a look. Play some Candy Crush or something. This is great content. Mastery in the first try, mastery in the first try, come on. Another couple of minutes I reckon. It's just nervy times. Don't play Candy Crush now, you'll get yourself kind of distracted and everything will burn. Keep on it. Okay, I'm going to call time on these guys. I actually ended up being in for about 10 minutes, longer than usual. Whoa, there we go. Golden brown, Texture like sun, boiling hot fat, cheeseoid. Right, let's replay the fat game just for interest. So we had 50 in there. Reset them. And let's pour some more off. Oh my lord. GoPro battery is running low. Rookie mistake, one of many. So there we go. Another 22 grams of fat. So that's 72 altogether, and I reckon there's probably another 5 sitting in the bottom of that tray. So absolutely outrageous. Yeah, don't drink that wherever you do, or at least wait till it's cooled. Top advice. Right, let's bring a bit of paper towel into the mix. That's just going to help soak up the last bits of fat off these guys, or they should be pretty dry. Start tipping them off. And actually, you'll find even after just a few minutes in the oven, they will actually crisp up a little bit more. So bear that in mind. Feeling pretty good. Just caught them before they started to burn, I think. Lovely, there we are. Let's get rid of that. And now we're just going to wait for these to cool. We don't want to burn our face off. We have a little test of them. In terms of seasoning, if you want, you can just chuck a little bit of salt on. Well, you know, we salted the skin before it went in, so not too much. I find they're kind of alright just as they come out. So here we are. Also love the kind of little bits of absolutely incinerated meat that's on the bottom of these. They're delicious. So I'll get here. It's cool enough. Whoa, a few seconds. Okay, sort it. Let's try one. This has been a hell of a process. Let's go in. Absolutely delicious. Hot. So yeah, if you've got no interest in losing weight, or indeed want to gain a lot of weight, little extra recipe there on top of Tom's one, pulled pork. Keep hold of this fat, great for roasting potatoes and stuff like that. Speaking of which, I might have a little roast potato experiment coming up in the future. So yep, hold on to that. Extra bollocks, pork scratchings. Catch you soon.